Hey everybody, Justin Jones here, CEO and founder of Internet Marketing Expert Group. Mark Schaefer earlier posted up a post on Facebook. If you don't know who Mark Schaefer is, he's a social media guru expert, wrote a book called Return on Influence. I follow him on Facebook pretty often, but he posts, I hate tag clouds. Has anybody really gained any insights from a tag cloud? It's a gimmick. And I responded later on, there's a whole big chatter on there about it, and I responded later on that says, we use them all the time and we gain a lot of insights. Too much to explain here. However, if you really would like to know how we use them for our clients and research process, I would love to share with you. So he responded back and said, yes, he would love to hear about this science fiction of tag clouds that I have. He laughed about it jokingly and said he'd love to learn more. Also, there was another lady on there, Ann, who said, yes, send me some information. So basically, here's the short version, hopefully short, of how we figured out tag clouds. I always thought tag clouds were cool, but kind of like QR codes, I thought it's just kind of cool. But later we started really trying to figure out. We don't like surveys because you kind of get people in a position to where they have to answer a certain way. It's not true emotion or feeling. It's whatever's closest to them to answer the question. So as we all know, I mean, psychologists used open-ended questions. Because they're dealing with feelings and emotions. You know, you always hear, that tell me more about this, how does that make you feel? Those are all open-ended questions because they can actually get inside and figure out how you feel. Feelings are emotions, and emotion drive human behavior. It's that simple. Warren Buffett says you'll never be able to control your money until you control your emotions, and that's because everything's bought on emotion, and if you spend all your money, then you're never going to save any. So basically, we want to figure out what drives the human behavior, what makes people emotional for our clients' products, for our products, especially when we do social media, because we want to drive that engagement and connect with people on an emotional level because that drives behavior. So basically, when we do surveys to find out what drives people's behavior, the most recent one we did was in a Sevier County, the Smoky Mountains, cabin market analysis. One of the questions we ask here, it's probably hard to see. If you want this, I'll be glad to send it to you, but it's what do people look for in a cabin, or what do you look for in a cabin? Typically, we would have had a drop down, some type of radio button or something that says, do you like mountain views? Do you like hot tubs? Do you like pool tables? Those kind of things. So we're kind of limiting what they want. We're not getting them emotional really about it. So what was interesting is when we asked these people, we asked over 7,600 people filled out the survey, if you will. It was an open-ended question of what do you look for in a cabin. So instead of having a radio box and a checkbox and all that kind of stuff to figure out, a radio button, do all that, we actually just asked, tell us what you like in free-form text. They just had a text field. They could write as little or as much as they want. And they did. So things that we discovered that we wouldn't have had if we had just asked normal survey questions were really what people look for is not a two-bed, two-bath with a mountain view and a hot tub. They look for beautiful, comfortable, fireplace, mountains, privacy, nice, peace, relax. That's really what they're looking for. And if we can touch those points, we get people emotional. We get better social media engagement. We get better conversion when we do our training. We do those things. So now, if you do a little research on tag clouds, you hear a lot of people say, you get all this weird stuff, and they'll do an analysis of how they've researched this and show this and what really comes out. And that's true. The key to tag clouds is the stop words. So if you don't set up your stop words right and they're different for every project, then you're not going to get the results you want. They are skewed, they're weird, there's those kind of things. So you have to analyze your stop words and make sure they're correct. Also, blogs that use them, by default, a lot of blogs use them. They're easy to turn on in WordPress and things like that. It is great for SEO if they're set up right because you can add some keyword stuff in there with some linking that really helps, but you can also mess it up if the stop words are not set right. So by default, I say don't use them unless you really know how to do it. But there are some SEO advantages with that. So I just want to take a minute and explain that for Ann and Mark, and hopefully he doesn't think this is some science fiction and that he sees some value because we use them quite frequently when we want to find out what really motivates and gets people emotional and drive action. So thanks. If you've got any questions, send me an email to justin@imegonline.com, justin@imegonline.com. Thanks, everybody.